Put your hands up.
Give me 3 guys up here right away.
The advantage we have right now, no one knows, none of those people know that we were undercover police officers working in that area.
This area, the Mannheim area, is prostitution, drugs, whole 9 yards.
It's like this every day. It's a hotel.
The addicts, they place calls from those rooms and the drug dealers bring it to them. So they get in room service, but it's not champagne and candy.
Hey, Red, this is Darnell.
If I make a mistake and blow my cover, then it'll affect the whole operation.
Target in the parking lot. Looks like they're hand-to-hand taking place.
It's not over for you yet, but obviously the game has changed.
You ever worked with the police before or no?
This is a main thoroughfare. Generally, it's female prostitutes up here. And most of them do know all the drug dealers. Yeah, where are you guys at with this girl and guy? Okay, we'll be there in a second.
A little feisty out here this morning.
You're right by the fucking daycare.
I'm not about no daycare because I wasn't doing nothing.
Turn around and look at the sign, man. Your car is 10 feet away from the daycare. Kids are dropping off here by their parents.
You weren't doing nothing?
You weren't doing
No,
nothing.
that's what
You had a dozen rocks on you, man. You were
nothing.
making a dope deal right in the car.
No, I wasn't doing, y'all lying to me. Because if I was doing something, she had some on her.
Yeah, right in the daycare parking lot.
No, y'all lying.
No more in this area. How many times have I picked you up? How many times have my guys picked you up? Every day.
What's your birthday?
Look at, turn around. It's a daycare. Look at the kids, all right? They're getting dropped off, little kids. No, you don't, because you keep coming back.
Did you get picked up on your warrant last week?
I don't have a warrant.
I got the 15th August 13th.
You learned a lot while you were locked up, huh?
I
You learned how not to get caught.
wasn't doing
You were doing a hand-to-hand deal right in the goddamn parking lot, dude.
You gonna lie?
I'm gonna lie? What the hell is this?
I ain't doing a hand-to-hand deal.
Man.
I only got no money from trees. You a liar.
This guy's been arrested, I imagine, 15, 20 times. There's a lot of dealers like that out here, low level, mid level. And what it is, it's the hotels. There's so many small hotels out here. They're transient and they're in and out. And yeah, it's like this every day. Every day.
Don't want to do like this.
They don't stand on corners anymore. They sell from cars, they move, they try to be mobile to avoid the police.
Officers working Mannheim Road say it's become a magnet for narcotics traffickers in the Chicago area.
We go for like lookout, so they'll probably be on that second balcony looking over.
See those 2 guys in the corner? That's what he's talking about.
Many dealers are moving operations from the city to the so-called Mannheim Strip because of its prevalent sex trade and cheap motels. Its proximity to one of the nation's busiest airports also guarantees them plenty of customers.
These are 3 rocks, those are dubs, so they're $20 a piece. Looks like 6 tins of heroin they could be $10 or $20. They call them blows. In the street, this is rocks and blows.
This area, the Mannheim area, has been high on our list of things to do. And even before I became sheriff, everybody knew Mannheim Road, prostitution, drugs, the whole 9 yards.
47 prostitution convictions. How long you been out here?
Since 2002.
2002?
We've run into a lot of roadblocks, and a lot of them because we decided to try to go civilly in some areas to try to close hotels and shut down buildings that are being used for drugs and prostitution and gangs. One of the things that will get us over the hurdle, though, is making sustained buys and arrests out of some of these locations.
Really, our goal for today is actually these 3. It's a Friday. Generally, on Fridays, they're stocked up before the weekend. So hopefully they'll be stocked up today and we should be able to get some buys out of those guys.
undercover dope buys, in a Cook County Sheriff's Police operation known as Room Service. The case has been in the works for 5 months now. Investigator Macedo Walls belongs to a team that's targeting 24 narcotics and firearms dealers, all of them based on the Mannheim Strip or in surrounding Leiden Township.
As far as the surveillance guys, we have to be careful because this guy is paranoid. If he sees a car sitting out there and people just sitting in it, he's gonna automatically think it's the police, and it may throw the deal. So, anything else, Sarge?
Central Gang South. Let's go in rock and roll.
Walls and the Central Gangs Unit have completed multiple undercover dope buys in the past 5 months at places like the Lido Motel.
The addicts, they place calls from those rooms and the drug dealers bring it to them. They get in room service, but it's not champagne and candy. They get in crack cocaine and guns.
He and his fellow officers plan to take down all 24 of their targets in a coordinated sweep with the help of 2 paid sources working the streets.
Our whole case was based off of 2 informants. They've been golden for us, for our team, and what we've been trying to do, you know. We could probably work up there doing buys probably for the next 2-3 years. With new targets. That's how many people are actually coming up there on a daily basis to sell narcotics because word is spreading that they're jumping on the opportunity.
Walls spent 3 years as a patrol officer before joining the gangs unit. The Mannheim Strip frustrated him even then.
The residents of the area would complain to me about the issues on Mannheim, but I can only do so much. You know, I could do traffic stops. There were times when I would have binoculars and I would be watching certain houses or certain motels, you know, doing my own quote-unquote narcotics investigations, even in patrol. I figured that eventually I would have an opportunity to actually do something up there. Then this year I was fortunate. They've given us opportunity to branch out and to do something different. Something has to be done. I mean, you got good, hardworking people in these communities up there, and I mean, their kids are walking down the street past prostitutes and drug dealers every day.
He'll do whatever, brother. He says he wants to get his shit together, man. Whatever he can do to get out, he's down with that. He's totally flipped, man. To get out of the case and or the county, you know what I'm saying?
Today, Criminal Intelligence Unit investigators at Cook County Jail are meeting an inmate tied to the Mannheim Strip. He admits to selling crack there.
You got shackles, Carl? I'll let you make a phone call right now. You want something to drink, a pop of water? You let them know. We have about 7-8 guys from your area. Your area is a hot spot right now that we're gonna interview and give them an opportunity to help themselves out. You're obviously the first one that we're going to. If you say no, we're going on to the next one, we're not coming back. He says, let's do it. So it was kind of an ultimatum. We're not gonna waste our time. You're ready to do something, let's do it or not, you know, and just don't lie. Be honest. He said, fine. So.
They see potential in this inmate. We're calling him Elvis to protect his identity.
Today we're putting you on a test. All right? Today you're on special assignment. Now answer me this, because I know you were hustling. Who was your main supplier?
Sandoval and Carpenter lean on Elvis for names.
All right, be advised, you see and play.
While undercover officers expand their web of targets.
All right, feels good.
Police search warrant!
All right, Sarge, be advised, we are exiting 290. We're about to get on Mannheim now. So this is the area that I initially worked when I came to the unit. I probably made at least 100 arrests in this area alone within the last 2 years, between First Avenue and Mannheim. A lot of your main players, a lot of your big time drug dealers, the ones that are selling the kilos, they live in the suburbs. They don't live in the city. If someone doesn't do something about what's going on up there, it'll be, probably one of the, just like worse than the west side of Chicago eventually. Because what's happening is that a lot of drug dealers from the west side are moving to this location, and they're like so excited because they're making more money in Lighton Township than they were making on the west side of Chicago.
But the Cook County Sheriff's Police are hoping to reverse that trend. They've spent the past 5 months building cases against 24 targets in what's called Operation Room Service. Today, Mizell Walls and an undercover officer, traveling in the vehicle ahead of his, will buy cocaine from 3 of their targets. They've already met them on prior occasions through a street informant.
10-4, A1, be advised, if it gets where I can't see him, I'll pass it off to you.
The undercover officer, or UC, drives to the first handoff alone, while Walls follows behind as backup.
Today will be his first day doing a buy without the informant there. So today is very important as far as what we're doing. He just made a right turn on Butterfield.
10-4.
All right, guys, duck down just in case they come out of one of these houses.
Walls watches the dealers trade crack for money with his partner.
All right, guys, they just served him. The target is walking northbound, and the UC is driving southbound.
Moments later, he pulls into a driveway to get another look at the dealers, known as Snoop and Smurf.
Good guys, turn the radio back on. I'm closing the block. It's Snoop and Smurf.
Yeah, 10-4. They're walking our way, so I'm trying to duck back. Down.
Walls and the undercover officer reconvene at a nearby lot. They've now made 2 buys from Snoop and Smurf in the same week.
These are decent size. This should weigh out, 4 should weigh out over a gram.
A gram of cocaine equals a felony charge in Illinois. The more dope deals that police make with each target, the better their odds of getting convictions at trial.
Hey, Red, this is Darnell. Give me a call back.
Now they get ready to hit their next target, a female coke dealer known as Red. This time, Walls will be the one going undercover.
I use this gun for undercover buys because it's more compact. If I get searched, hopefully they won't find it. If they do find it, I'll tell them, hey, I'm coming to buy drugs. You know, I'm a truck driver, and I take a gun with me across the road, so this is why I have it.
Yeah, that's 10-4. We got a good visual. He's gonna park in the back of the taco patio, and we'll wait on his call.
All right, 10-4.
Do we know what kind of vehicle she's going to be driving?
I claim she was in the company of Ebony. They were driving a green, older model Toyota Camry.
Right there.
Be advised, target in the parking lot. Sergeant, female.
Action 4.
You see by the driver's side window. Alright, looks like a hand-to-hand taking place.
Alright, deal's good.
10-4, good deal.
For every hour I do of surveillance without air conditioning, they owe me a case of beer.
With 2 solid buys made today, Walls and the Central Gangs Unit can move on to other targets on their list and expand their operations scope.
But we try to get as many buys as we can. If I call someone and they say they're gonna sell dope to me, I'm gonna go get them. I don't care how late it is. And it's just been spreading. I mean, we just been picking up new people every day. I think last week we did like 7, 8, or 9 buys just last week alone.
As Operation Room Service continues to grow, an inmate at the Cook County Jail says that he'll cut a deal with authorities. The inmate, nicknamed Elvis, offers to give up his dope contacts on the Mannheim Strip in return for leniency with his case. He's locked up on a drug possession charge.
Now answer me this. Because I know you were hustling.
Oh,
Who was your main supplier?
right now, I got 3 guys. One out of Bellwood, one out of Maywood, and another one out of Bellwood.
So you got 2 in Bellwood?
I know a lot of guys in Bellwood, but I don't with them all.
Okay, who can we get to that you mess with? What's his real name? You want to do him or no? We're not gonna force your hand, but the only thing I do feel, if you're legit about getting your stuff together, you keep your guys safe, you're gonna go back to him. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to start with a clean slate, we eliminate your suppliers, then you're not gonna run back to them guys. All we need is a couple to help you help yourself out. You know what I'm saying? The rest you're gonna get paid for if you want to keep moving.
Elvis goes for the opening and drops a dime on one of his main suppliers.
What's his real name? Is he a king?
No, he's a GD.
So it's a black guy? GD?
Yeah, he's real smart. He's never been popped ever.
What does he move?
Correct.
What else?
Just rocks.
How much you make?
If I ain't smoking it, man, I can make thousands.
How much are you smoking, dude?
Thousands. And I party with everybody around me, so I'm giving everybody shit for free, and I'm just up my money. You know.
How much does he pay you?
He don't pay me. You know? He gives me deals on the work, and I agree to move it.
As Elvis gives up his crack supplier, little does he know that police have been chasing that same target for weeks.
Yeah, what's up, man? It's Donnell, man. What's up? Hey, you gonna be in the area? I'm gonna be back in town probably in about the next half hour or something.
Investigator Walls already made one deal with the supplier and wants to arrange another, but the target is playing hard to get.
He said, call me when you're in the area, I'll let you know the location. So that means he's nervous and he wants to dictate what the location is.
All right, Juan, you got the initial eyeball? I got a good secondary.
Walls sets up a meeting. 20 minutes pass, however, and the target is a no-show. He's not answering his phone either.
Yeah, hey, this is Donnell, man. I'm waiting out here, man. If you ain't gonna make it through, just let me know so I can go to somebody else. Ain't no big deal, man.
For Walls, the key is playing it cool. One false move could spell disaster.
I have to do it right, because if I make a mistake and blow my cover, then it'll affect the whole operation. Because if they find out I'm a police officer, then people will start scattering.
The target never arrives. Back at the jail, investigators search for his name and police records, yet find nothing.
I know you guys have had to investigate him before. I mean, it's just been operating too long over there not to be investigated.
He's just a little bit more careful than you, I think.
Police search warrant!
Coming up on The Squeeze, authorities declare open season on the Mannheim Strip.
It's not over for you yet, but obviously the game has changed.
I think you got a lot of stuff. I don't think you're dealing with anybody moving a lot. But I think you're dealing with some guys that are moving enough.
At Chicago's Cook County Jail, investigators have recruited a new informant nicknamed Elvis. So far, he's given up the names of a half-dozen crack and heroin dealers on the Mannheim Strip. Now it's time to share them with police officers building cases there.
So all of these guys you gave us, they can, whatever you want, you call them and they give it to you.
Yeah.
All of them have everything?
Any one of them. Real talk, man.
Investigator Sal Mara and his partner, an undercover narc, consider putting Elvis to work on the street.
What's the most you usually can get from somebody at one time? What's the most you score?
Well, it depends on what dealer. I mean, I can get a 4 split, ounce.
Our main concern is that his connections know that he got arrested. He seems to think, he says it shouldn't matter, but it usually does. They're a little leery to deal with them when they know they just got arrested and they know the police are gonna try and flip them. So it's the less people that know, the better.
I forgot to tell you about another person named Brenda. She serves major weight. She stays on Mannheim Road, but she serves as like a major amount of rock. I'm sure you've probably heard of her or seen her. A lot of people know her.
Elvis is right. Police don't want to give it away, but they do know her. She's one of their targets in Operation Room Service.
Right there.
Be advised, target in the parking lot.
They're all connected somehow. You know? They all kind of know each other or have seen each other or have dealt with each other, but it ends up going around a big wheel. It's kind of good when you start coming across the same names.
You buy from him?
What do you usually get from him?
No less than the house.
It kind of gives you a good idea that you're pretty much getting their whole crew hooked up, and that's what we want.
The ultimate goal for authorities, to build a conspiracy case that ties all of the targets together. Mara offers to call the state's attorney about cutting Elvis a deal. The inmate is scheduled for a bond hearing soon.
All right, well, they're gonna assign you an attorney, and you gotta tell the attorney that you want a proffer, and they'll know what to do.
Meanwhile, police continue to follow leads from street informants already in play.
You talking about Juancho?
Yeah.
The guy that you took him to?
Yeah, upstairs.
He sells heroin too?
Yeah.
Ah.
Today, investigator Mizell Walls and his top informant, whom we'll call Jefferson, are setting up buys with more dealers.
Yeah, what's up, baby girl? This me. Hey, man, I'm sorry that my boy didn't come through at the time, right? Anyway, he's here with me right now. So, you know, he ready to do something. What about you? You help me out right now?
Jefferson is the key player behind Operation Room Service. He's a longtime drug addict, but with his connections, he's introduced Walls and other undercover officers to 16 of their 24 targets.
He want 4 bags of heroin.
When I was in patrol, I actually arrested him one time for trespassing. From that point on, when I came to gain narcotics, I happened to run into him. He told me he'll work for me, and then that's been it ever since. He's borderline homeless, so we try to take care of him as far as when we can.
She said, give her 10 to 15 minutes. She on her way there right now. All right, and she gonna make something happen for him. Okay.
They would assume that anybody that's hanging out with him is not going to be the police. You know what I mean? And so, you know, we can't even put a value on what he's done so far. What we pay him is nowhere near what he deserves to get paid for what he's doing. There's just no doubt about it.
Jefferson claims his motive is more personal than monetary. A close friend of his OD'd on heroin. He says he wants to drive the heroin dealers off the Mannheim Strip.
All right, guys, the CI just placed a call to Tiffany. He ordered 4 dime bags of heroin.
Tonight, Walls will conduct surveillance while Jefferson and an undercover narc make a buy.
When they get to the end, they're gonna call her and have her come outside. All right, guys, be advised, I just talked to the UC. The CI talked to the target. She said that she'll be down with the product in like 5 minutes. She's on her way downstairs now.
It's a busy night and there's a line of customers. Jefferson scores a good deal and sets up another for the coming week.
Yeah, UCB is pulling away.
Walls knows that word travels fast on the Mannheim Strip and that his informant will face a life or death decision. When authorities finally take down all 24 targets, many on the Mannheim Strip will put 2 and 2 together and realize that Jefferson set them up.
I mean, I've already talked to him about it and told him that he would have to move after this operation is over. There's no way that he can stay up here. If he stays up here, they'll kill him. Will he move? I doubt it.
targets out of the vehicle. The deal was good. UC leaving the area, and the target's going into his building.
Stop for a good deal.
5 months into Operation Room Service, the Cook County Sheriff's Police are closing in on a broad network of drug traffickers in Chicago's west suburbs. They've built their case with the help of informants, and a well-connected inmate nicknamed Elvis has offered to set up deals for them too.
You buy from him? What do you usually get from him?
No less on the ounce.
Elvis confirms for police what they already know. With 2 solid street informants already in play, authorities have all the evidence they need to take down their targets.
There comes a point where you gotta kind of wrap it up, because you could keep going and it's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, but the main thing is we want to target this particular area and get as many people that we know are selling in this area and try and get as many as we can prosecuted. Well, obviously, when we start arresting these people, a lot of them are going to want to talk, and it's going to lead to other things.
I'm gonna find out where you live. You're gonna tell me your address.
My ID.
Meanwhile, the Sheriff's Vice Squad is collaring prostitutes and johns along the Mannheim Strip in an effort to curb the sex trade there.
What's up, man? You saw the girls out there?
Hey, man, come on, man.
Huh?
Don't do that, man.
Just let me know.
No, man.
Well, I just want to know. What's the story?
No, I just rolled past. She was, that was it, man.
And what?
Man.
And what?
Well, she tried to have somebody, you know, I tried to talk to her. She was pretty. I thought
She was good looking.
Yeah, I thought she was damsel in distress.
Did you have any conversation with her?
Oh, no, not at all.
Not at all?
No.
We just came up and arrested you for no reason.
Right, but see, I don't want to go.
He doesn't want to go in today. You don't want to go in today. Huh?
Yeah, I'm through. All right, see you later, y'all.
Thanks for coming out.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for being
Unbelievable.
This morning alone, police have booked 8 johns for soliciting undercover officers for sex. And they've nabbed 3 local working girls, including a 30-year-old who calls herself Peach.
I used to be a heroin addict. I've been clean for 45 days. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed that, I had to do this. But you gotta survive.
So you're still booked at this hotel down the street?
Yeah, until 1 o'clock today.
Okay, and then where do you go?
I don't know.
Where's your family? Where's anybody?
They don't talk to me. I haven't talked to my family in 2 years.
Instead of sending Peach to jail, these counselors give her another option. They'll find her a place to stay if she agrees to enter drug rehab and therapy.
Let me tell you something. Don't mess up another girl's opportunity.
And take up a space.
And take up, because we can get you a place today.
You willing to do it?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We're gonna talk to a couple other ladies. We're gonna make some phone calls.
Come here. Because you sit over there like you need a hug.
You are not alone.
It's gonna be okay, all right? The average prostitute turns maybe 8 or 9 tricks a day. Then there's 365 days in a year. 365 times 8, over 2,000 men. What would your mental state be? How wonderful would you be acting? What type of drugs would you be on to deal with that type of lifestyle?
The counselors speak from experience. Both are former prostitutes who worked the Mannheim Strip for years.
I was a heroin IV drug user. That's why I always managed to look at their arms. Every time I got high, I would pray that I could just fade on away. I wanted to disappear.
When you're sitting in that chair and you got an opportunity to think about it, you want to get out, because there's no saying that I don't want to get out. But then fear sets in all of a sudden, and I'm like, I don't know anything about this.
About this other world. This
I
is
don't
all
know
I've done for 10 years.
If they're going to do what they say they're going to do, but I do know that I can turn a trick, and I can get some comfort for a few minutes somewhere else. I'm familiar with that.
And this is some of the ways the women rationalize the continuation of what they do on a daily basis.
What up, baby?
I want to thank everybody for coming out. The team from the other district, friends from Franklin Park, Arrows Park, and Stone Park.
It's 5:30 a.m., the day Cook County authorities have been waiting for.
We have 24 targets we got to round up that we've been buying narcotics from.
They're ready to hit more than 20 locations in a coordinated sweep that will cap off Operation Room Service.
The total stats for the whole operation, we have 40 that have already been charged, and then we have 24 where the charges are pending, and those are the ones that we'll be looking for today.
They plan to round up many of their targets on the Mannheim Strip at a hotel and an apartment complex. Then they'll capture the rest in outlying neighborhoods.
Our informant is out there today. He's going to keep in contact with me in case there's some people that we can't locate. He'll be able to place calls to either order up or he'll be able to place calls to find out where they're at. So if we go to certain locations and we can't find some of these targets, the informant's going to keep in contact with me to let me know which rooms they're going to be in.
If we encounter gunfire prior to the breach of that front door, we'll fall back to the van. We'll take a head count, set up a perimeter, and treat it as a barricade.
Maintain your professionalism out there. Do not forget there's going to be a lot of children involved in a couple locations, so be careful about that and be very safe when you're out there.
All right, HBT, you'll be on target. About 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Hey, Nick, come on up. Give me 3 guys up here right away.
Police search warrant! Keep your hands where I can see them!
HBT coming down!
Yeah, we got 3 in custody. Put your hands up. Put your hands up!
Right there.
Be advised, target in the parking lot.
My target's out of the vehicle. Deal was good. UC leaving the area.
Yeah, what's up, baby girl? This me. You want 4 bags of heroin?
West suburban Chicago. It's the big game day for Cook County Sheriff's Police after a 6-month-long sting operation.
We have 40 that have already been charged, and then we have 24 where the charges are pending, and those are the ones that we'll be looking for today.
More than 60 officers will raid multiple locations across Leiden Township today. Investigators have built their case with the help of a street informant nicknamed Jefferson, who's also a drug addict.
Who better to have information about a dope house than people who are in that world? You know, that's the people. You're not going to find the local priest having a great deal of inside information about a dope house.
All right, HBT, you'll be on target. About 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Just before dawn, the HBT team hits its first target location, the Lido Motel, where a crack dealer and his family are staying.
Hey, Nick, come on up. Give me 3 guys up here right away.
Right there. Turn them right here. All right, now, we're going to turn them over to that side. All the kids are inside about 6, 7.
I need to call somebody to get my kids.
From the Lido Motel, the police units split up. One team will take down a high-risk target in a residential neighborhood, while another team heads to an apartment complex on the Mannheim Strip.
Let us roll out of here so we can go hit 160.
Right.
Lieutenant John Blair joins the HBT team en route to suburban North Lake.
Now we're gonna head over and do our second target. This guy, he's an enforcer for the Latin Kings. He's a big target. He's a thorn in the side of the suburbs, and we'll be glad to get him, all locked up.
They set off a diversionary device and move in.
Police search warrant! Got stairs! Got stairs going up!
Within moments, police take their target and his brothers into custody.
There were 2 kids that were brought out, but there's a 14-year-old in there, all tatted up in different king stuff. It's all over his arms, his back, his leg. He's 14 years old. It's part of the lifestyle. That's how they are.
Meanwhile, investigators have captured multiple targets on Mannheim.
7? You got anything on you? Look at me, man, when I'm talking to you. Do you have anything on you? No needles, no nothing, right? Okay.
They make 7 arrests upstairs and 2 more downstairs. Their informant, Jefferson, is on site too, as he helped to set up the sting.
He's worried because he knows that they know, everybody knows now. So if he stays up here, they'll kill him, no doubt about it. At some point today, I'm gonna have to run to the Greyhound and pick him up a ticket. Allegedly, there's a car out here that belongs to them. They have a stash spot and a Tech 9 in it. afford. I have to talk to the CI. The CI is in custody up there too, so we need to pull.
Make sure I don't want them guys here,
But the CI is in custody, so I need to get him down here to find out which truck.
Okay.
So I'll just get Terry to pull him down.
Okay.
So we need somewhere to put him until I can get. I'm gonna be doing this all day. Somewhere to store him for today, because they just saw me. They know that he introduced me. We can even. We'll keep him cuffed to play it all with, but they know now just by looking at me, because I've been good advised with these guys.
As investigator Mizell Walls arranges for his informant's safety, police continue to chase down more targets elsewhere.
What's up, G?
Man. Let's see, we got some dope game, brother.
The people that we were arresting, some of them we had suspicions there'd be narcotics and guns with them, and it's pretty much turned out to be the case. But just the number of people we were trying to round up, we have accomplished that pretty much.
However, the day isn't over yet. Investigator Walls has one more target to nab.
Yo, what up, Red? Good morning. Hey, look, I'm about to pick him up.
He's convinced a female coke dealer nicknamed Red that he's bringing her a shipment of stolen TVs.
Hey, well, what I do, I'll let the boss know that you gonna sell them, and then you just give them a cut or something like that, so that way you don't disappoint your people.
Call was placed. It's all good. They're waiting for us.
Police catch Red off guard outside her home minutes later.
There she go.
Oh, this couldn't have worked out any better.
Pull over right here. Where is your apartment? Where is your apartment? Right here. Hello? Ebony?
They arrest her partner as well. Yet the toll of the dope game doesn't end there.
Can I see my son? I just want to see my son.
Okay, one more time, okay? The grandma's coming to get him. We can't just leave him here by himself right now, so we have to stay with him until the grandma gets here to come pick him up. Then he has to leave because he's 14 years old and he can't be left there by himself. Not when we take 2 people into custody.
Hey, sorry. So what's up? You upset? You made a big mistake, didn't you?
Authorities have seized all but 3 of their 24 targets. The operation as a whole has netted drugs and cash in excess of $100,000 over a 6-month period.
This one's out of the house with all the kids, and right inside here was crack cocaine packaged all ready to go for individual sales.
Plus 18 guns and 2,000 rounds of ammunition. On top of that, some of the arrestees are likely to flip and give up even more targets for police to investigate.
A lot of times when we first arrest them, they'll play that hardcore role, and then you let them sit in the cell for a little while, sometimes a few hours, sometimes a day, and you'll go and talk to them again, and their whole attitude could have changed. They're looking at going to prison for a long time, and you'll be surprised what they start telling you.
I forgot to tell you about another person named Red. She serves major weight.
But even those who talk can have a change of heart. An inmate known as Elvis named names and then got cold feet after bonding out of jail. Now he finds himself in a jam as one of the many suspects busted in today's raids.
See, you're gonna probably get charged. It's just a matter of what you're gonna get charged with at this time. You know they have 2 bias incidents.
Elvis gave up good information the first time around, so authorities will offer him another chance to flip.
It's totally on you right now. You still want to get out and you still want to try and work a number, we're going to arrange that for you. It's time to get on board or get off the boat. You feel me?
All we need is a couple to help you help yourself out. You know what I'm saying? The rest you're gonna get paid for if you want to keep moving.
Sometimes the most promising informants don't pan out. Investigators had hoped that a self-admitted dope peddler known as Elvis would help them set up targets in Operation Room Service. But he changed his mind after he raised enough money to post bond.
Police search warrant! That's stairs!
4 weeks later, police sweep him up in the room service raids. Now he's back in custody, facing new charges. And investigators Adrian Sandoval and Drake Carpenter give him one last chance to work a number.
You saw how many people came down?
Oh, yeah. How many of those people came down were targets you were talking to me and him about? A lot, right? So we already knew about this whole thing. We were just trying to see how good and solid your information was. Whether you're keeping it real with us or were you feeding us a line of bullshit.
We're keeping it real?
Absolutely.
Good.
It's not over for you yet, but obviously the game has changed.
Remember when we said the first person in the car gets to drive? You were the first person in the car. We were setting it up before this came down. All right? There's more targets that we talked about that aren't in here, right?
You still want to get out and you still want to try and work a number, we're going to arrange that for you. You're going to be given that opportunity because you kept it real with us before. And if you don't, you can say you don't and you can leave. Go back to the holding cell with the rest of them guys who are going to go down in the street conspiracy case. It's on you. The window of opportunity is still there. Hasn't closed completely. But now, you know, you got to be more thorough. You got to have better stuff. Right. A lot of the stuff he gave us, they already had in play.
Right.
So if you can't go outside of that box, then we really don't need you. He's of no use to anybody. We're not trying to screw you. You understand what I'm saying? So if you need something, you call, all right? And that's keeping it real, all right?
Most all the arrests were for felony charges. It was a combination of narcotics arrests, gun arrests, prostitution arrests. Some of the prostitution arrests would be misdemeanors, but the narcotics were all felonies, as were the guns.
On the heels of the room service raids, the police call in the local press to send a message to the public and a warning to the bad guys on the Mannheim Strip.
This is just a small tip of the iceberg. We're gonna have to be up here just diligent, like every day, all day, 24 hours. Because their operation is a 24-hour operation that they have just going on up here.
We have no delusions that the gangs and the like are gonna vanish and the people involved with this are going away. We are going to stay vigilant, we're going to stay on it, and we're going to continue to work with the community. And as gangs and other individuals migrate from the city and try to come out here, let them know that this is as difficult, if not more difficult, than operating in the city, and that you're better off going elsewhere.
In the weeks that follow, investigator Mizell Walls and the Central Gangs Unit begin developing a new sting in West Chicago. They stay in contact with their informant Jefferson, who's left the city to build a new life elsewhere. But few who enter the dope game ever get out. If they don't wind up dead, they almost always land behind bars.
As far as crime, I'm like, hey, you do the crime, you do the time, you know. But some things I think that in order to better the situation so that society just doesn't completely just crumble to the ground, they're just gonna have to revisit some of the penalties that are being handed out for some of these violations. You know, maybe the judges are starting to see that these non-violent offenses and you know, just sending these guys away for 40, 50, 60 years for crack cocaine or whatever, powder cocaine, whatever it is, it's really not really helping the situation. They've made mistakes. A lot of them at a young age, 17, 18, where we all were immature at that age. And they've made mistakes, and it's like they're paying for it for their whole life, you know.
And so the game goes on, 24/7, with no end in sight.
We're not really here to say you did what they're saying you did or not. We're just trying to see maybe you want to sit down and talk to us about maybe trying to help yourself out of this nonsense. If not, that's your prerogative.
There was a lot of guys that came down in this operation. Basically, we're going to everybody one at a time. The first man in the car gets to drive, if you know what I'm saying. It's gonna come down pretty hard. Here's a number, man. You decide what you want to do. All right, bro. Good luck, man.
I appreciate you, man. Good luck with your case. All right.